So I wanted some pipe making jaws. I couldn't afford them. Definitely couldn't afford a pipe making chuck. So I was watching, I think it was Aswood Turn's video on how he made his jaws, but he made them with a wooden secondary carrier set of jaws, and then some wooden jaws. And I thought, I'm going to make that out of metal. So all they are is two 6mm aluminium plates, which started out life as angle iron, which I was going to originally use like that, but that doesn't work out. Now I put 4 little set screws in there because there'll be a lot of sideways forces going on these, and the set screws just contact the face of the body of the chuck and stop any movement laterally, you know. That's the intention anyway, and I think that works, because the jaws as they are, they do have a little rock. That's not the problem with the jaws I've made. That's just a problem with the design of the accuracy of the SC3 chuck, because it's not really an expensive chuck. It's not. They call it precision, but is it precision? I don't know. I don't think so. It's a good chuck, but it's not like a Bernard chuck. So anyway, these hole patterns for the jaws that you're going to carry, I've started off making these a bit wider so that I could punch a centre mark and work from that centre. Get these 2 hole patterns coming out at a right angle and at 45 degrees to this central axis. The position of these, they're little brass set screws that I had to make, was kind of arbitrary, but I just made sure that when it was fully open, they're contacting the face of the chuck, and when it's fully closed, they're contacting the face of the chuck, and that was a good position for them. It's not quite out. So that's it. I had seen videos, and I made one myself, where they just used the standard C jaws and held the work between, just take 2 jaws off, leave 2 jaws on, and hold the work between 2 C jaws. But you know, you're only getting half an inch of depth holding the work, and it's not a lot. It doesn't give you a lot of flexibility. I've got just under 40 millimeters of depth, 38 I think, by doing this. I tried it. I've lined them with 40 grit sandpaper to grip it, and that was necessary. I tried it without, but the pipes were moving, so added that 40 grit, and that stopped that problem entirely. So to fit them back on, just nip them up. Just bring those till they just touch the base of the chuck. You'll feel it. Make sure that they open and close okay. If they don't, you've got to just release those. This is, I hate these types of chucks keys, but still, that's what I've got. So 4 screws. They're 16mm screws, I think. So I drilled down but the last 10mm counter bored back down there. It's a 6mm hole. I used centre transfer punches to make sure that all the holes were transferred accurately. because they have to be absolutely spot on, otherwise you can't put it back together. I don't like the philosophy of making holes too big so that you've got wiggle room. I like everything to be precise. Interestingly, the record power ones, they've got 6.5 mil holes, so they've got wiggle room. But when you put the chuck together, I've put in a screw on top of a screw there, haven't I? Yeah. So they are hard to see. Yeah, I've got 4 screws left and 4 screws in. Sorry, being a dunce. Just nick that up. It's pretty self-explanatory, reality. The secondary carrier jaws sit on your carrier jaws and carry whatever you want. Now I could make some with a little notch cut out in each side, a little V notch, and that would be good for square boxes. You can also use these for off-centre turning so that you can go back to your tailstock at an angle, which is something I'll be planning to do. I don't know really what else there is to say. It's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, when I set this up, what I should be doing is getting pretty sure that's 12 mil. Is just undoing these a bit, get something that will fit in there. Just make sure it comes together parallel. I did use a precision ground pin originally. Well, that didn't go in. So. I know half of this is going to be off camera, but I cannot see the camera, what's on the camera. I've dropped that screw, it doesn't matter. And that's it really. It grips really well. I don't think they're going to fly apart. I would like to have made them out of stainless steel, but I don't have any stainless steel. If I get some, I might remake them. That's it, thanks.